If you guys have been involved in the Fortnite space at all, then you might know a common critique with Fortnite Lawless has been the idea that we have seen this before. I understand that critique. I haven't necessarily disagreed with it. I just didn't care because the seasons have been fun to me. Today we're going to be reacting to a video by Let's See. All of these Fortnite seasons are the same. I'm interested to hear what he has to say because he has some banger commentary videos. And of course, show him some love in the pinned comment description down below. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's watch this video together. Excuse me, wrong OBS preset. Already off to a great start. Here we go.
Does this season not feel familiar to you? Like, you haven't already seen this gameplay loop in Fortnite multiple times already?
What am I looking at on the side here? But I'll hear out his intro, okay?
What if I told you that the season that we Fortnite players are basically playing right now is the same Fortnite season we've played 5 times?
I have to think about it off the top of my head if it's 5 times, because I think that Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 4 Season 4 are very similar to this. But again, I personally do not care because the gameplay has been unique and fun enough for me. But I understand if that's a problem that you have and something that you wouldn't like in your Fortnite gameplay.
Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 continues Fortnite's trend of the tried and true heist or spy or even criminal theming once again. Hey everyone, name's Let's See, your favorite yappin' yapper. How many times am I gonna have to say sorry for my absence because it's starting to get ridiculous?
I know, I've been happy to see a Let's See upload. What's been going on? What's been going on? I'm excited, guys. Please, again, go show Lit some support in the comment section down below. And this video will be out. We are going to be streaming Saturday morning with the new season.
I'll talk about it more at the end of the video, but until then, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to know whenever I first upload or stream, and let's get straight into it. Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 Lawless is exactly what the name implies. A crime syndicate takes over the Fortnite island and starts causing havoc. With the introduction of this crime syndicate comes with it an entirely new biome, new POIs, banks all around the island you're able.
And they've all been great so far. They've all been great. I love the new mechanics. I love the new weapons. I even love the storyline. I love the cinematics. The cinematics have been great.
To rob, bosses to kill, and black markets to plunge for high tier loot.
And the black markets with the exotics have been some of the most fun things that Fortnite has done in a little while. It's one of the reasons why I've been loving Chapter 6 so much.
The POIs this season are admittedly really good. Crime City is a small yet compact city POI. Fights there are typically a lot of fun.
You know what's funny is looking at this from an outside perspective, it feels like it's bigger on the inside. Does it not? Does anybody else feel that way? Plus, I love the rain.
Then you go over to Outlaw Oasis, which, I'm not gonna lie, I hardly land there.
I love that POI. I love Outlaw Oasis. I think that's my favorite one of the new POIs.
I think it's cool that there's a secret vault there accessible by turning statues, but other than that, this POI doesn't really have much interesting gunfights or loot. Shiny Shafts, freaking sweet name aside, is kind of just a different take on Shifty Shafts.
But it's different enough, again, where I like it. I like going inside the mountain. I like the buildings outside of it. I like that. I actually like the fun gameplay. Sometimes you camp there. Sometimes you have to look out for the campers. The vaults, the black market there is very fun.
Where instead of the POI being built on top of the underground section, it's built into the nearby mountain. Again, it has cool secret vaults accessible by turning 3 valves in a short amount of time, but unless you're outside, the gunfights in the mountain can be really annoying.
I get that, and again, that's totally fine if you feel that way, but I do disagree with Lit in saying that I like it when when the fights feel different in a Fortnite game. I like that it's very compact. I like that there's not a lot of room to build or move around. I like that you're inside a mountain in such a small area. It's different from the rest of the entire island, and I appreciate that.
Because of how claustrophobic it can become when you're in there. Then you got the last POI. You got Lone Wolf Lair. Pretty visuals aside, this is just Lavish Lair from Chapter 5 Season 1 again.
Yeah, to be honest, I did like Lavish Lair, though. And I like this one, so I'm okay with it, but I would have liked to seen a little bit more. But something that keeps me personally invested is the visuals. I love, love, love the way that this is structured. I think it's better than Lavish Lair.
Massive mansion with a vault underground you're able to rob. We've already seen this before. As for the black markets, one of the few original ideas for this season, whenever you rob any of the vaults that are around the island and acquire the season's gimmick item, the dill bits, you could take that currency to the black market for really high tier loot. Before I get into that though, I gotta say, these black markets were a lot of fun at the start of the season, But the glaring flaws to having a place like that quickly start to become evident as the season continues. Places with such high-tier loot right at the start of the game like that could lead to a large chunk of the 100-player lobbies landing there off-spawn.
I see. That is an issue, and I've said it. I'm not going to explain to you the entire lecture on why, because I've talked about it at great lengths on the channel, but Chapter 2, Season 7 solved this. They solved this problem with the Mothership minigame. Give us something like that. Give us something to do at the beginning of the game, shortly after it begins. Take people off of the map and bring them back. It saved such the amount of the boring mid-game problem of Battle Royale.
Trying to fight for the extremely powerful weapons in these extremely tight underground sections just so they can get their free dilbit from a special chest and get a really good item off spawn. It should be obvious why this is a massive issue because of these POIs. About a good quarter of these lobbies are taken out immediately before the first circle even has time to form.
But okay, maybe it's a little bit quicker than the other seasons, but that's been a problem with Fortnite for God knows how long. Has it been since Chapter 2, Season 7? I'm sure there's been seasons where the POIs have been so good where everybody was kind of like diversifying their landing. But that's been a problem. That'd be a problem with or without the exotics, with or without the black markets.
As for the weapons this season, they range from fun to borderline reskins of stuff we've had in the past. The collateral damage AR is a fun AR SMG hybrid, but basically impossible to use from a long range due to it being a third-person gun with high amounts of recoil and spread.
Now, I don't knock Epic Games for any of that because there's literally only so much you can do with the gunplay, and they've been doing a good job in Chapter 6 so far.
The scoped burst AR makes a return in the same loot pool as the fully automatic hollow sight AR, in the same loot pool as the scoped twin mag AR. 3 scoped ARs in the same loot pool with basically 2 of them being identical.
I never thought about that. That is a fair critique. That is a fair critique. I would have liked to see something else or something else that's brand new.
Which makes the one and only non-first person AR in this season almost entirely useless compared to the other 2. Then you got stuff like the Outlaw Shotgun, which, let's just be honest here, is a reskin of the double barrel shotgun with basically nothing different about it.
It's a little bit weaker in my opinion, but I'd have to play with it a little bit more. I keep finding myself gravitating towards the bat.
You got the pump and dump shotgun SMG dual wielding weapon, which, I'm not gonna lie, is actually really fun once you learn it, and is one of the more original things about this season.
Yeah, I like that Epic Games tried with something. I appreciate that, but my problem is that I didn't really give it too much of a chance because every single time that I use it, and I keep meaning to sit down and creative and play with it a little bit, it just feels too weird using both triggers in a game like Fortnite for me. So I'm not going to knock it because I don't want to say I'm refusing to try it. I just keep saying, I'll do it another time. I'll do it another time. And I never really got to learn this gun, so I've never really picked it up. I can't really comment on the pump and dump.
Then you got the pulse laser item, which can be used as a fun SMG replacement, but isn't all that good from medium range onwards. You got
I have fun using it, to be honest with you. And I thought it was a very unique item, and I can't remember who it was. Apologies for that. Somebody pointed out that it was a reskin of the Chimera Ray Gun. I'm like, oh man, I guess it kind of is. But I did like the Chimera Ray Gun, so that makes sense.
Thermite, which is this season's bomb, which is completely useless outside of opening vaults because it is an extremely weak bomb.
Yeah, I've never used that since like the first couple days of the season.
If you're ever trying to use it against opponents. The kneecapper bat melee item is really annoying when you're on the receiving end of a fight with somebody who has it, especially if you're on top of high ground where one swing of their bat is able to send you to your death.
Now, I get it. I get the people that don't like the bat. For me, this is one of the greatest items that Fortnite has ever added. I love the gimmick with it. I love that you're actually digging people off of mountains. I like the melee attack with it. I find it fun. I would keep this as a staple in my personal Fortnite loot pool, but I understand, again, if you're not somebody who likes this. I do not believe that... I don't want to say it shouldn't be in competitive, but if it's in competitive, then it should be nerfed.
You don't have anything to save your fall. Then you got that weird scanning item that you just throw down the moment that you get one and never think of it again, so it just starts scanning the area every once in a while.
I've never thought about that again, like, period. I never use this item.
But you always forget about it. Then you got a different take on the rocket ram with the rocket drill. It's not exactly original, but it is a fun twist since it doesn't need charging to be able to use, and it's good at opening vaults in comparison to the rocket ram.
Now, I appreciate that Epic Games tried with this one. It's obviously really tried with this one, but it didn't hit for me. I liked the rocket ram a lot more, especially when the rocket ram got added back, but even though Rocket Ram's not the same.
The Mammoth Pistol makes a return this season, which is a blast as always. And then you got the inclusion of basically every single item from Chapter 4, Season 4, with the Twin Mag AR, Scoped Burst SMG, Infiltrator Shotgun, Business Turret, Rocket Ram, EMP Bombs, and even the Sticky Grenade Launcher.
I'll hear you out on the Sticky Grenade Launcher. I'd be okay without it too, but I'm kind of neutral on the Sticky Grenade Launcher, but all of those other weapons that Lit just mentioned, in my opinion... Oh, I just realized that we're using our stream gameplay. Look at that. I'm covering it. Guys, the squad's coming back Saturday. I don't... This video's probably getting uploaded the day after it's recording, but regardless, it'll be up before the new season. Sorry, a little bit off topic. But everything that they ended up bringing back was a welcome addition, in my opinion. I enjoyed it in Chapter 4, Season 4, and I'm enjoying it now. The business turret's great. I don't love the Infiltrator pump, but it's a nice addition. The EMP grenades are always fun.
As for the exotics, they're all unique, but also kind of just a continuation of Chapter 4 Season 1's heisted event. They're exotics that are all really strong and have some sort of special effect, such as a shockwave rocket launcher or an AR that shoots faster the longer you fire it, and other stuff like a sniper that marks the surrounding area wherever your bullet lands.
I loved them all. I loved pretty well every single one except the pump and dump again, but I also never really tried to use it, so I can't comment on the pump and dump. I thought they were fantastic. I enjoyed every single time that I played with them. They were fun to fight against as well. They weren't like horrible to fight against. Stuff like the rocket launcher is bringing back the Fortnite charm that we've all been missing since Chapter 1. I don't care if it's a similar take on something else personally.
There are obviously a lot more, and while these exotics are extremely fun and unique, they're also kind of the main reason why black markets get as badly as contested as they do. I'm obviously not including everything here. Stuff like the Mortal Kombat weapons and POIs come to mind. But the reason I explained all the stuff that I have explained is because it both helps me review the season, but it also contributes to my overall point. This season is fun, sure, but it is almost entirely unoriginal. In fact, this season is almost one-to-one with Chapter 4, Season 4.
I get the comparison. I do. And they were as unique as they could be because we've seen this season theme before. That's the problem. And this is the last time I will say it. I understand if you do not like it for that reason. If you don't want to place the heisted theme because we've already had it, that makes sense and it's understandable why you would get bored of that. I enjoyed it every single time that it was around, and I enjoyed it this time again. I enjoyed the weapons, I enjoyed the heisting mechanic, I enjoyed the black markets. So for me, that's not a knock on the season.
It shares a similar theming, battle pass, villain, gimmicks, and even the most egregious fact is that they practically share the exact same loot pool. Even the weapons down to a T, because they're just putting Chapter 4 Season 4 weapons into this season. Fortnite doesn't have to stop themes like this. The whole get in and get out POIs, mythic weapons, and bosses. But at some point, we have basically played the same season multiple times in a row, with only slight adjustments to multiple of them.
I don't want to say same, though. I don't want to say same. It's different enough where it's definitely its new season. I know that Lit's not saying like, hey, this is the same season that we've always been playing. I just get that it's like similar enough where it's a little bit difficult to love it as much.
Obviously, the most insane example is how Chapter 6 Season 2 is basically a one-to-one copy of Chapter 4 Season 4. But this season is also taken a lot from Chapter 2 Season 2, Chapter 5 Season 1, and Remix.
But the problem is with all of that, aside from Remix, but even then, Remix is a spin on Chapter 2 Season 2, they've taken from things in different seasons that have been historically loved by the player base. If I was in charge of Epic Games, I would think that's a good idea. Hey, people like Chapter 4 Season 4, people like Chapter 2 Season 2, let's bring in a little bit of those elements into this brand new season along with our unique twist. It's a good idea. It just, perhaps it's not good enough for people.
By the time the season's over, we have basically played the same season 5 times over. Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 started the trend of this gameplay style. Mythic bosses and vaults with high tier loot. Then Chapter 5 Season 1, even though people don't realize it, has the same gimmick as Chapter 2 Season 2, just with a different theming. Break into vaults by getting the mythic medallions from the mythic bosses and then get out. Then you got
yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, because at the beginning of the video, I was like, really? 5? but he's right.
A remix, which was literally Chapter 2, Season 2 again, instead randomly including rappers. Then you got this season, a one-to-one copy of Chapter 4, Season 4, which itself is a copy of Chapter 2, Season 2. It's a vicious cycle. There's obviously a reason to why they do this. People loved Chapter 2, Season 2 enough to where our OG season of 2024 was literally just that season again with very minor changes.
Yeah. And again, like, I think it was a good idea for that reason. It makes sense as to why they would do that. Now, the thing is, I'd be shocked if Epic Games did it again. We would have to wait like another year or two, because I think they're pushing to what they can do with the heisted theme, with the agent theme, with the medallions theme, like with everything that's going on in Fortnite Lawless. I think this is the last time that they can do that for a good while. So if another season comes out soon and it's the same type of feel, then I believe this would be hurtful to the player base. But I don't believe Lawless was there yet. Yeah, you know what? Some people don't like it. That's totally fair. But I don't think it was enough where it was a bad idea. And sorry to pause again. I know I'm not saying that Lit is saying that. It's just bringing up the thought.
Seriously, cannot be a thing that just keeps happening over at Epic Games. It seems almost like Epic is slowly running out of ideas and original stuff to do with the game, so they start to rely on collabs, OG Fortnite reuse, and then today's topic on just continuing to recycle the same past seasons again and again.
Now, I don't know if they've done that. I'd have to really sit back and think about it. They redid the Marvel theme, so I guess they did do that. They redid Chapter 6 Season 2 in Chapter 4 Season 2 in Chapter 6 Season 1. But that was also different enough where I didn't care. I guess there really is only so many themes that you could come up with, but I'd be totally okay with revisiting some of like the Chapter 1 seasons. Like, give me another pirate theme season. Give me another space theme season like Season 3. I'd be okay with this type of stuff. It's just, how long is that going to be available to do for? And it's something that I completely understand why people wouldn't want. But there are things that they haven't touched yet. Things like they could do Norse mythology, but even then, would you contribute that to Chapter 5 Season 2? I don't know. It's something that a lot of us have wanted to see for a long time. Like, so for example, in the stream clip over here, him and I have both wanted to see an Egyptian theme season for a long time. I think that'd be really cool. There still are themes that they have not touched. It's interesting to see how the future will play out for this.
Again and again! Fortnite desperately needs to figure out some more new original ideas for this game, because frankly, we haven't seen a wholly original season idea in this game since Fortnite Wrecked.
Yeah.
Fortnite Absolute Dune, another Marvel season.
Sorry, I haven't watched the video yet. I didn't know he was going to say the same thing.
Fortnite Remix, literally Chapter 2, Season 2. Fortnite Hunters, a lot more original than these other examples, but still pulls a lot from Fortnite Chapter 4, Season 2.
Yeah, but I don't, like, that's the only exception, really. Like, that was really, really original for a season, so I don't mind them copying, like, the same kind of theme.
Fortnite Lawless, literally just Fortnite Chapter 4, Season 4 again. Then you got next season that is confirmed to be a month-long Star Wars season.
Oh yeah, that's a unique theme. Give me that. I can't wait to play that.
Which will need its own video, because holy moly do I have a lot to say about that. In conclusion, Epic Games needs to do better and give us a lot more original content. I'm hoping that the 4th and 5th seasons to come out of this chapter after the Star Wars season will be that. But until then, we got seasons that are copy and pasted versions of older seasons with new additions sprinkled throughout, but are ultimately still the same seasons.
I do disagree with Lit and what he said. I do disagree. It's a fair take, completely understandable. I just personally disagree. I thought it was unique enough to the point where I enjoyed it, and it's unique enough to the point where I don't think I would say that it's a copy of Chapter 4, Season 4. I really, really enjoyed this season.
Do better, Epic. Do better. Thank you all for making it to the end of today's video.
And yeah, like, I personally would like to see more unique themes more than anybody. Like, I am always for trying new things in my video games, but it's understandable from Epic's point of view. There are only so many things that you can do. And like I said earlier, it was kind of a good idea. Hey, people like this before, let's bring it back. But this has to be the last time for the heisted theme, at least for a good couple years, guys. Lit and I will be streaming with Carlo and Sizzo Saturday morning, depending on when you are watching this video, so please tune into that and go show Lit some support in the pinned comment description down below. If you are already subscribed to Lit Scene, you already watched this video, then why don't you check out this recent video that we made on the channel over here. I would love to have you over there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, everybody.